Everyone, welcome back to a new post today. And as all political parties are in the fray for the Lok Sabha elections, and we know that the manifestos come up with some vibrant promises for the people to decide which political party they want to. And one very important aspect of every manifesto is the welfare aspect. Now, welfare aspect deals with housing, education, social security, healthcare, and also other forms of security like job security as well. So there has been a lot of there has been a lot of discussion on the manifestos of both the political parties, that's the Congress and also the BJP. One very important component in every election is that of housing. Let's see how important the housing promise with regard to election is, and do we really have a housing problem in India? So as the Lok Sabha elections are drawing near, political parties I told you are engaging in fierce competition, and today is the fourth phase of the elections. So as of 2024, various political parties are in the fray to woo the voters with their schemes, freebies and also promises. So the Narendra Modi government has emphasized on the four real castes, that is women, farmers, poor, youth, and Congress is on the five, that is the Panch Nyay, which is the youth, women, farmers, laborers and the minority community in India. Now, poll promises are often woven around the main affecting issues to the public and also the most visible ones. Among the various issues plaguing the nation, which the political parties think are important, are the issue of housing, which is one of the most important. Now, India has almost 1.7 million people who are homeless according to the 2011 census, and even for the people with major houses, the quality of the build, congestion and inadequate amenities infrastructure still remain a major concern. So let's take a look at the housing crisis in India and how exactly the political parties are now aiming to tackle it. So according to the Government of India report itself, in 2012 an estimated of 18.78 million houses were required to cater to the housing demand of India. And post this, a study by the Indian Council of Research on International Economic Relations in 2020 found that Indian urban housing shortage rose by 54% from 2012 to become 29 million in 2018. And these include the homeless population, inadequate houses that could not be upgraded, obsolete houses, and also the congested households as well. Now, housing requirements depend upon on the city as well. According to the Delhi government's economic survey for 2020 and 21, an additional 2.4 million new housing units are required to meet the city's growing housing deficit. Now, however, the analysis by the Center of Social and Economic Progress in 2011, the census data noted that the coexisting with the urban housing shortage of 19 million units were about 11 million vacant units, as noted by this political brief. And while the houses are built, there are several vacant housing options, none of them who cater to the class that need it the most. And as per the government definition, affordable housing properties are those which with an area of not more than 60 square kilometers with a price cap at 45 lakh. And this definition, however, does not apply to all regions. For example, metropolitan cities like Mumbai see higher square meters, and there is also a difference between the housing demands in city and those in the rural areas as well. So definitely the housing demands in the rural and the urban areas vary, and also the quality amenities that are needed as well as the prices. So prices are not equal for all the areas. It varies from city to city, and also from a metropolitan city to a normal class 1 city, and also from rural and urban areas as well. So this is a continuing trend, and affordable housing is a major demand now. So urban congestion, lack of proper housing amenities create issues like slums. This is another issue where housing demand is most needed. And in 2011, it found that over 65 million people, about 5% of total of India's population, lived in slums. Accordingly, for 17% of the Indian population, and greater cities like Greater Visakhapatnam, Jabalpur, Greater Greater Mumbai, Vijayawada, Meerut see a recorded increase in slum population by over 40%. Now, the right to housing has been held as a part of the fundamental right under Article 21 by the Supreme Court of India, and it is also a very important factor for the growth of the Indian economy. The real estate sector is reasonable for about 50% of the economic output, and the materials that go into the real estate sector form an important major component of the core sector, the 8 core sectors of the economy, majorly cement, fuel, etc. So the Ministry of Statistics knows that more than 1/3 of the gross fixed capital formation is attributed to housing and the building construction, notably showing that how important the real estate sector is to the Indian economy. So there is no explicit housing policy till now, and after India got independence, we did not have an explicitly housing policy till 1964, where there was migration to cities and industrialization, and housing demand created by this was catered by the units provided by the public sector employees. The first policy intervention came in 1985 in the form of the Indira Awas Yojana, which was focused on rural housing. After 2004, the urban housing came into being with a focus which led to reform-led infrastructure investment schemes for the cities, and Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewal Mission was launched in 2005. In 2008, let me tell you, the Parekh Committee report on housing led to urban housing interventions such as the Rajiv Awas Yojana, the Rajiv Rin Yojana. Housing for All scheme 2015 and 22 were launched by the present Modi government when it came to power in 2014. Now, the two wings under these are Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Grameen and Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban. There has also been concerted efforts by private players, let me tell you, and also the public-private ventures. For example, in 2016, the International Financial Corporation, the World Bank's private arm, agreed to invest $38 million in affordable housing finance firms in India, besides a $30 million investment for Shapurji Pallonji company to develop affordable housing projects in India. So what exactly is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban? It was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2015 to tackle the urban homelessness problem, and it is another wing of the urban housing, housing for all by 2022. The Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban promises houses for 1.18 crore families by December 2024. As of March 2024, it achieved only 67% of the target, that is only 80 lakh houses. Now, the duration of the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban is initially 17 years, and now it has been extended up to December 2024, and it has verticals with regard to credit-linked subsidy scheme. What exactly? So the four verticals under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban are the credit-linked subsidy scheme. A subsidy is often offered on the home loan interest rates, beneficiary-led individual housing construction or enhancement, and this applies to the eligible families in the EWS sector who have had homes or are in need of upgradation. A temporary fifth vertical has been launched recently during the COVID pandemic for affordable renting housing complexes that was added, and data revealing to the center attributed about 25% overall investment expenditure under the urban component of Housing for All. So what exactly is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Grameen? Now, this is another arm of the Housing for All by 2022, and it offers and the scheme offers rupees 1.3 lakh for each unit constructed under the scheme, with 60 to 40% funding between the center and the states. Now, according to the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Grameen dashboard, as of April 2024, a total of 2.6 crore houses have been completed. According to the data shared by the government, as of September 29, 2022, over 69% of the houses constructed under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Grameen were wholly or jointly held by the women. So initially, the central government pitched the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Grameen as a women-led development scheme on multiple occasions, and this the main core factor was Nari Shakti initiative, and the idea is to have women-led development instead of development of women. Many schemes are going to elections this year. So this year, 7 states are going to poll. They are going to polls. That is Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Odisha, Sikkim will see polls simultaneously with the Lok Sabha. Haryana, Maharashtra, and Jharkhand will hold assembly elections later this year. In a run-up to the polls, Andhra Pradesh government has announced affordable housing scheme and allotted housing to the people. In the Navaratnalu Peddalandarki Illu scheme, Telangana has promised houses for the poor under the 6 poll promises recently held legislative assembly elections in November 2023 under the Indiramma housing scheme, sanctioning 4.50 lakh houses with an outlay of 22,500 crore rupees. And the BJP manifesto speaks about housing for various sections. In the Modi guarantee for the poor section, the manifesto promises to expand the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. In the Congress manifesto, there are 5 things each to youth, women, farmers, labourers, minority. One of the promises for women is Savitri Bai Phule Working Women's Hostel in every district headquarters across India, and a number of such hostels will be doubled. Now let me tell you that the household schemes are focusing on women, such as the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and the state level initiatives like Paddarandar Ki Illu of Andhra Pradesh. They are focusing on registering of the houses in the name of the women. As mentioned earlier, the union government has claimed that 69% of the houses constructed under the scheme are owned by women, as per the reports of a survey. And the Navaratnalu scheme also saw a very big registration of houses in the name of the women. So focus is on housing for all, because real estate sector is an important component of the economy. Also, housing leads to stable earning income and also contributing to the economy. It also leads to stability in growth and development of families. Apart from that, housing is an important welfare component of the elections and is a part of major manifestos of the political parties. So it's just not an economic issue, a social, but also an electoral issue in India. We going to polls now for this 18th Lok Sabha, and welfare component being one of the most important aspects of the manifestos. So I thought I should share these points for you, because various factors influence the election, and also housing is an important point of the sector of the economy. I hope these few points were really helpful to you all. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to comment at the end of the video, and I shall see you in my next post. Until then, it's very happy learning.